have our CEO, Mr. Ashton De Silva. We have with us the great Aravind De Silva, Chairman Cricket Committee, and our new fielding coach, Nic Pothas. First of all, let me hand over the mic to
one. At the outset, let's say how happy we are at the middle of the test series after conclusion of the second test match in Galle. So far all our arrangements and way we have managed the tour has been very successful. Therefore we are quite happy to be before the press after the second test match and while congratulating all the people who have been behind this success of our team and especially Angelo and the players. Would like to welcome everyone for the third and final test match in Colombo. With that, today we thought of meeting up with the press with our new addition to the squad. Obviously, you all know our cricket advisor to the SLC, Mr. Aravind De Silva, who is heading the cricket committee, together with his other members who are building the capacity and the resource persons in our support staff of the national team. Today we have Nic Pothas. Nic has been invited and he was happy to join us as our specialist fielding coach. So I'm sure you'll have so much to ask from him. Before we invite him to join you, we like to say the Galle cricket match was a tremendous success as well as candy. With regard to our new automation system, Galle for 2.5 days we have got the highest ever recorded revenue in the gates. We have never had more than 400,000 to 500,000 of our revenue rupees in the past at the end of 5-day games. We had over 4.1 million rupees of a turnover for 2.5 days, totally managed and secured gate collection, which we had a net income of 2.9 million, which is a huge amount of money. For 2.5 days, we have never experienced 2.9 million of gate collection for 50 rupees, 100 rupees of price of a ticket. And in comparison to you, that we had a 229,000 rupees of income against India last year, and 31,000 rupees of net income against Pakistan in 2015. Both are the nearest comparisons we have. Last year Pakistan match and India match in Galle. 229,900 against India and 31,900 against Pakistan, and 2.9 million, almost 10 times more gate collection at the Galle venue. I'm just touching that on the reason of new automation, given us more control over the gates, as well as we are looking in terms of fan engagement, and we are happy to say we had more than, I think, over a period of 2.5 days approximately. First day it was recorded 4,900, second day it was recorded over 6,000, final day almost 9,000 people have participated. It's been a town center venue. It's very successful, so we have engaged our architects to look into that matter and to enhance the capacity as well as the facility. Then going back to the various other matters with regard to the tour, we will of course deal with that at the Q&A time. This particular tour, we are making every effort to invite and be in touch with all the past Test cricketers, past captains, past presidents. We have invited all the people who have been involved with the game in the past. We thought this victory belongs to each and every one of this country who loves the game, and especially the people who have captained, who have been presidents in the past. We have invited them to witness this historical Test series, and we have made all the arrangements for their hospitality, as well as make sure that this is a victory for the whole country, and especially the final and the third and final Test match is going to be in Colombo, capital of Sri Lanka. So therefore, we made those arrangements in a way to share with each and every one, I'm sure, and they will be happy to be with the winning team, as well as we are inviting especially the Colombo fans, Colombo cricket loving public, at least to witness, even for a day, if they can't come all 5 days, to make sure that you show your solidarity and your support for the one team, one nation, Angelo's men who are walking into the centre for the third and final Test match. Well, with that, just before I pass it on to Nic and Aravinda, we are making arrangements for the Asian Cricket Council headquarters to be established in Colombo in our office complex on the 20th, which is next Saturday. We will be opening the Asian Cricket Council headquarters in Colombo. We will be having a press conference just before that to keep you informed in detail. Annual general meeting of the Asian Cricket Council is due on the 21st Sunday, and we are very happy to announce that the SLC is going to host in their office complex part of that been dedicated for the Asian Cricket Council. So that is a matter detail we can go into next week again. Well, with that, one more addition to Nic, I'll make it a point to address that there is Chaminda Vas been invited to work with the national squad. I think he's available only at the end of the month. He's got some other assignments till the end of the month. Aravind will explain Chaminda's role as our pace bowling or fast bowling specialist coach. That's again we are building our capacity or specialist to make sure that we enhance our performance at the middle, and to make sure each level under 19 to A team or development squad, provincial level or district level, each and every level of cricket, we are distributing the knowledge and support with professional advice to make sure by the time they reach to the top level, they are all geared up, lined up to perform. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to get Ajit to follow up.
Everyone, I think I haven't got much to talk about except for the fact that we like to welcome Nic, who's joining us. Working? Yeah. Who'll be joining us from today. I think the focus was mainly for him to, though we say fielding is one of the areas of his JD, there are a lot more areas which we would like for him to monitor and support. The reason after interviewing Nic, I was quite impressed with his work ethic and the amount of enthusiasm he showed in taking the challenge. I think that is that is what impressed me. And when I explained to him what we would expect him to do, he was quite happy to fall in line and do whatever is required from the Sri Lankan Cricket Board point of view. The whole idea is to try and develop, we've been focusing in the past, when you say a fielding coach, he would come look after the national team, but that is not my idea of getting people to come and work here as a fielding coach. And the cricket board is very, very keen to try and develop the entire country's fielding levels. I think that is what is important. We are going to go into the grassroots. He'll have to start traveling around the country and start from grassroots levels, because once you come to the national level, it should be just a natural thing, not working on technique and what mental skills and all that, the fitness, what is required at the highest level. We want to try and implement at lower schools, district and provincial levels. We are looking at decentralizing the game and give more authority to the lower levels, so that we are able to monitor them much closely and also be focused in whatever areas we want to develop. So the requirements will come through those channels, and it will be much easier for us to monitor and allocate people the resources from the head office here. And apart from that, just to say a few things about Nic, he's got 18 years of first class experience, and he captained Hampshire after Shane Warne. He played with Shane Warne as captain, so there's a lot he learned from Shane Warne and the Australian style of playing cricket, which I think also has helped him. And he played 9 years of first class cricket in South Africa, two other countries, which I have a lot of respect for the way they play the game. I think that knowledge transfer is something which we are looking for to try and develop our youth, especially at the lower levels. And then of course his ability as a keeper to work with some of the wicket keepers. He's captained Hampshire, which gives that broad mind, the mental aspect of captaining and working with people, teammates, all that is very important. So that aspect is also going to help when we keeps working with some of these young teams. So basically we have looked at all those aspects, and he's of course a level 4 coach, which is the highest ranking coaching level, so that he's done the mental side of things which you need to work with, and the man management areas as well has been covered. So that is the kind of person we would like to go down deep into the grassroots and start working from there on. So nothing much to add apart from the fact that we've had some success, but that's for me is still very, very little, but we've got a long way to go. We've got to develop teams to win outside the country, and that should be our aim, not to just win on turning wickets, but to win in Australia, play against Australia on those fast wickets and beat them. I think that was my dream, and I will do everything possible within my capacity to try and help Sri Lanka cricket to achieve that, and obviously that will be my gift to Sri Lanka cricket for all what I have got through this game, beautiful game over the years. Thank you very much.
Yeah, firstly just to say thank you, and thank you for the welcome, everyone over the last few days. Thanks, Aravinda, and thanks, Mr. President Ashley, for everything that you've done to make my transition over from the UK run very, very smoothly. I'm super excited at the prospect of joining Sri Lanka Cricket. I joined at a very exciting time, a very young team, and already we've shown in a very short period of time what is possible with a lot of hard work. I've known Graham Ford for a long time. It shows you how old he is. I actually played under Graham Ford. So there's a huge amount of experience and knowledge with Graham, and I've known Simon Willis from the UK as well, so it's brilliant to get alongside and work with them. Mike Main was the strength and conditioning coach when I played at Hampshire, so a lot of friends and a lot of familiar faces here, which is exciting. I think from a work ethic point of view, we're just going to, I think Graham's already started doing that, but to change the attitude that hard work and effort should be a given, it shouldn't be a tick in your box. Those are the kind of things that come for free, and they're the kind of things that instigate success into the future. So a change in culture from the fielding point of view, a change in the language we use around fielding, and from, as Aravinda mentioned, from the grassroots up to change how we approach our fielding. It's a part of the game where we spend most of our time. You can get a good delivery, a bad decision as a batsman, but you can still influence the game out in the field. So we'll certainly look to try and change that attitude. And certainly fielding, I've always seen it as the way that you show your teammates how much you care about them. So it'll be a mantra that we use over the period that I'm fortunate to be with Sri Lankan cricket. So thank you once again for the welcome. Thank you very much for the opportunity, and I'm hugely excited at getting my hands dirty starting from today.
Well, there were a few others. I had a chat with Grant Flower, and there were one or two other names which came up, which we didn't want. We should just shortlisted these two after the names, out of the names we got.
Hello, Aravinda.
Yeah. Sorry. I just want to make one thing clear. Grant Flower was not rejected, but it's just that we were talking to each other. First, I had a chat with Grant Flower, but he was unable to make it till the end of the year. But we wanted someone sooner, and that's when also I did another out of the once we shortlisted. Then I went and spoke to Nic in London.
Hello, Aravinda. This is Faisal Kamal from AFP. Aravinda, I just wanted to know about Chaminda Vasa's role in this team that is about to take place.
Yeah, well, not only Vasi, I think there are a lot of Sri Lankans who can really help Sri Lanka cricket to take Sri Lanka cricket forward, and we need to try and get some of these guys to agree to come and work long term with Sri Lanka cricket, and it's been very hard to convince them. And I think the coaching role which has been taken over by some of these past cricketers, gradually I think things are changing. So Vas, I had a chat with him, and he's very keen to take it seriously and take a role which where we feel that he will really be good to develop some of our young cricketers again from grassroots levels, work with the fast bowlers, go around the country, identify the talent which is out there, get them in, maybe work with the under 19 squads, the development squads, and also the A team, and to make sure that the feeder to the national team and also who's out of the national team to be ready to go and perform at any given time. And not only at those levels, then we will go down further as we are hoping to do with Nic and everyone else, to go down deep into the district and the provincial levels, help the clubs if they need any other assistance in specialized areas. For example, if there is a coach in a club who needs assistance as a batsman or a fast bowling coach to help some of their players, we are happy to allocate some of the bowlers to go and spend some time, bowling coaches to go and spend some time with those relevant clubs. So what we want to put some schedules together so that they go right around the country and cover most of those areas, and Vasa's job will be one of those, and he will be a floating coach who will go around, do the identification and work with different squads and with different fast bowling squads as well, teams and squads. Yes, fast bowling.
Obviously, with the two consecutive test wins over Australia, everyone is excited and no one is willing to criticize the national team. But having said that, was there a sense of disappointment over the last 2 or 3 years in the fielding styles of the national team?
Well, there was, and fielding can be for so many reasons. Just because Nic comes, I don't expect the fielding level of the national team to change overnight. That's not going to happen. It is a process, and as he said, it's the work ethic and what you really need to put in at the grassroots levels and develop the skills, and also understanding that majority of the time you're on the field, and for these youngsters also to understand how important fielding is, because even whether you're a batsman or a bowler, one thing both have to do is fielding, and they really can make a change on the field, because when one guy is bowling, there are 9 others fielding along with the wicket keeper, and they really can make a change, because that is where as a unit I feel that a team can get that huge benefit. If you have a very, very good fielding side, that adds so much more to any winning combination. So that is what we are trying to work from the bottom upwards, and then for most of the cricketers to understand the importance of fielding and what needs to be done to develop that area. I know most of the coaches will do fielding drills, but I think it's more important for them to understand, and for the kids to understand why they do it, and how often they should be doing it, how well they should be doing it, how focused they should be, and the anticipation what they should have, and that kind of thing. And there are a lot of other things which work around the fielding, because when you're on the field, sometimes when things are not going well, you see most of the catches going down. See, for example, Australia, see some of the best fielders will keep dropping catches when things are not going well. It's not because they can't field, it's because what they're thinking on the field, because they're thinking about batting on a turning wicket. How am I going to get the next bat in the next inning? How am I going to make some runs? That's all working in his mind, sitting at first slip, and suddenly a catch comes and you misses that. So how you need to focus when you're on the field is what is important, and those are the kind of things we need to teach these youngsters. As I said, if I knew all what I know today, I would have scored 25,000 test runs and got 1,000 wickets. So it's a learning curve, and these kids need to know them at a young age, because now the span of a cricketer is about 12 to 15 years, unlike our time where we had 5 or 6 years of grace period where you could learn things and play for 20 years, but that's gone out of the window. So now it's a case of getting to know things at that young age, like the world tennis in the world now at 15, 16 years. If you don't start playing professional tennis, you will not proceed long, because 23, 24 it's retirement time. So those are the kind of things we've got to look at and try and work on.
That's Sri Lankan plan. But doesn't this cause for more domestic test matches? Perhaps we have a window before the South Africa series as well, which might be very short. But with the new FTP program, we can initiate a new series. So is there a possibility that we can have more domestic cricket for the youngsters who try for more exposure in the international arena?
We play the highest number of games in the world. We want to play more.
well, in the future, with the success we had rather with the Australian team?
Well, we have a structured plan. We are re-evaluating our level of cricket and competitiveness at various levels. We are looking at a very scientific approach to it. We do a lot of research at the moment. We'll come back to you maybe another few weeks down the line. We are making a player assessment. Some players are bowling a lot of overs, and we don't have a individual player assessment to see how many overs they bowl, especially fast bowlers, how long can they last, and how often that they should be taken rest and so forth. So we are looking at a situation where under 13, 15, 17, then they come into national level or emerging level, under A-team level. So the excessive cricket is also an issue with regard to certain players. So we have to find a balance. I think we have enough exposure. We don't see a problem of exposure. We have played a lot of cricket in the past, but then what we are looking at is the high performance. High performance can't come just because your quantity improves or increases. It is a quality that we have to be focused on. We have got the highest number of school cricket played structure in the world. More than 12,000 games from 13, 15, 17 and 19. 21,000 athletes or the cricketers are playing at up to our age of 19. That's why we can be competitive enough to beat South Africa in Sri Lanka under 19. We go to England, we beat England under 19. But from there what happens? We have quantity, we have to focus on onto the quality of it and high performance. Then we have to make sure we manage the player. So therefore, these are very important aspects. Now we have to identify. Now we are concentrating on 3 groups: long form test potential player, the 50 over potential player, and a T20 player. So we are now we have shortlisted the number of players from the existing resources. We are trying to identify at very early age with our coaching team, and then we have to look after them with right exposure. Because you must understand that we play excessive cricket. We play a lot of one days than we used to be. We play a lot of T20s than we used to be. We are playing almost 10 to 12 test matches every year. So we are revisiting the international calendar.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you very much.